It fuels attention whores of many kinds, but this particular story is unlike anything else I have ever seen, and I'm very excited to tell you guys about it. We talked last week about the man who got cancer and his girlfriend dumped him and then felt bad about it, and so she came back, was running the marathon, and was getting like news articles written about her. She's a terrible person, and this woman that we're going to talk about today is also a terrible person, but for a different reason, although it's still in the genre of cancer. It seems bad calling that a genre, but it's kind of what it is on TikTok because of people like this who have made it into some kind of like sob story genre. Here we go. Before we get into the story though, make sure that you like this video, subscribe to this channel if you've not already, and ring that notification bell so that you never miss a comment section.
That's a very good point, actually. Do like and do subscribe to the comment section. You can just search them on YouTube, they come up. And do like them on TikTok and their various other things, because they are very good. They've got various other people. She does stuff with something called the Daily Wire as well, so do just enjoy. I think she's great. She does one on Leah Thomas, which we'll do another video on at some point. Anyway, let's get on with it.
Section or off the clock episode. Alrighty. So this young woman scammed thousands of people into believing that she was dying of cancer. Here's a headline from BuzzFeed. A TikToker faked having cancer and scammed GoFundMe donors out of thousands, police say. Madison Russo, 19. She's 19. Save the youths, Gen Z. I've been defending Gen Z for the last couple of months because Gen Z has done some things that I really have appreciated. I take it all back. Madison Russo, 19, has been charged with theft for the alleged ruse, which raked in more than $37,000 from hundreds of GoFundMe donors. But let's just go back to the beginning. Here is part one of her story. And her TikTok account is deactivated, so this is somebody else reposting it, but you'll get the gist.
So, when my older brother, Tyler, turned 18 years old, he was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes, which is a chronic autoimmune disease where the pancreas no longer produces insulin on its own. With this being said, I was also tested to see if I would develop type 1 diabetes and see if I was positive for any of the antibodies. So when the test came back, I ended up being positive for all 5 out of 5 antibodies. And in February of 2020, I was also diagnosed with type 1 at 17 years old. Fast forward to February of 2022, I had yearly lab work done just with my primary care provider as a standard checkup. And aside from starting to feel just a little bit off, my lab work came back and my white blood cell counts were not in normal range.
See, already to me, she doesn't actually look like she's being genuine with what she's saying about her having diabetes and all this other stuff. It doesn't seem like she's quite actually being honest with herself. It just doesn't seem like it actually... I don't think she actually is what she's saying she is, if you know what I mean. I think she's literally chatting shit. Anyway.
So further testing was then done, and on February 10th of 2022, quite possibly the worst day of my life occurred.
So
here we go.
I got the call from my oncologist.
You don't just have an oncologist.
That is true.
I went to my primary care doctor, and then it takes weeks, months. You have to find one that specializes in the kind of cancer you have. You then make an appointment, then you do testing, then maybe you'll be getting calls from your oncologist. Oh, a random oncologist is just calling me. Bullshit. Also, guys, look at her eyes during this video. Watch the rest of it because she's reading a script.
And they found a mass on me.
You could just tell her reading this. She just looked down.
And I had stage 2 pancreatic cancer.
Again, they just found a mass. They did blood work. Oh no, there's a mass. You don't just find a mass doing blood work.
Scared?
No, you don't, because the blood gets tested.
Bet.
I was terrified.
I feel like she's like rehearsing for her pageant right now. I was so scared, but I remembered I could help find world peace. That's part of the whole point, is that this is so terribly researched, and you're going to see how far she takes this and how she obviously did some research to understand like sort of what goes into it, but did not research it enough to know anything that goes on. She could have been like, I have skin cancer on my arm. No, pancreatic cancer.
I'm really glad I went to my yearly health check, because it would have been so easy to just skip it and say I'm fine. So please take my experience and get regular lab work done, because the sooner you catch anything that is wrong, the better chance of outcome and survival you would have.
That's the one part of this video that I actually agree with and that I definitely did not do up until this year, but my brother and I made a pact that we're going to get yearly lab work done, like full lab panels, just because a lot of people in our lives have gotten sick. And so we're like, now we're going to be proactive. And I agree with that so that you can actually protect your health, not lie about it like this girl.
The best way to burn fat and get
Flipping
shape, it's not
adverts, man.
keto, it's paleo, fasting, or vegan, and it's not super intense workouts like CrossFit that you see all the
It's just mad. I don't understand. I just don't get it. Why fake cancer? Of all the things, cancer is horrible for anybody going through it and any family member who's got or friend who's got it, and yet you're going to fake about it. It's just disgusting.
It really could save your life,
No.
like it did mine.
Really?
So, after
Let's get back
finding
to
out, I started treatment right away,
Yeah.
consisting of oral chemo and radiation. So far, I have completed 8 rounds of chemo and over 50 rounds of
Hang on.
radiation.
Hang on. Okay. You can probably guess why she's laughing. Because she's had chemo, but she's still got most of her hair. Well, she's got all of her hair by the looks of things. She gets into later on as to how she managed to keep that hair. It's a load of crap, but it's quite funny, really, to listen to.
And then at my 3-month scan, I was informed that the tumor on my pancreas was shrinking and it was responding to treatment.
God.
However,
Seriously?
it's also spread to my blood and is acute lymphoblastic.
Does she even know what this is?
There is a mental
a
health
good question.
crisis in America right now.
She's about to start talking about like depression and anxiety. You don't have either of those. You have some kind of psychotic something, my friend.
You have I'm a nut job.
You are living
That's
in
what she has.
delusion land.
She has the I'm a
And
nut
many
job.
days are spent vomiting and pain and being restricted with what you can do. Your mind also becomes sick.
We're not done. We've only just begun, my friends. Obviously, like I
only
said,
just
her
begun.
page has been taken down, so these are all reposts. But at the beginning, when this was really happening, when she was actually uploading these videos, people were eating it up. Like, obviously, you saw $37,000 was donated to her campaign. But people now are obviously infuriated. One person said, "Scared is an understatement," she says with that smirk on her face. Somebody said, "Somehow, I don't believe that the worst day of your life has occurred just yet." It only occurred when she was arrested. Somebody else said, "It's her looking at the script for me." Now, you thought we were done? No, we have a part 2. She's going to keep talking
Oh,
about mental health.
God.
Don't worry.
It's a very lonely and isolating disease. So please
Right, this is
don't
just-
take for
let's have
It's
it.
lonely and isolating.
Let's have this as a test.